Hello, my name is Bill and welcome to Mind Your Crypto. Today we have Bitcoin daily update. We are in a very critical level right there and we are going to explain what we are going to do in the next few days. I hope that you're having a fantastic day wherever you are. Let's start and go. So BTC right here, USDT chart. You can see that we are now at the 31.6k. Yesterday we had the monthly and always the daily close. Okay. So what did we have yesterday was that we end up at the 31.8k close. You can see 31,801.04. We cannot assume that we close above because we have closed above for just 1 cent, right? So we will assume that we still remain under the 31.8k or near the 31.8k. We didn't have a very good actually closing above condition, like closing at the 32k for example, which would be great. Right now the most important target in maybe the recent history of Bitcoin is the 31.8k. It is what splits the chart from the bullish part to the bearish part. Right here, if we can climb above, this would be a good indication that we can make it even higher. But if we cannot, then I'm assuming that we will be going further down. At the meantime, on the weekly frame, if we open up the chart, you will see something very good. The technical analysis here on the weekly frame is in an oversold situation. All of the risk metrics except the RSI are in an oversold situation right here. And this is something really good for BTC. At the end of the day though, I would watch mostly the price analysis. On this Klinger actually oscillator, you can see that on the weekly frame, we are down from the pink line right here. Whenever we have a bearish cross between the green line and the pink line, as like here, we are in a downtrend, okay, and we haven't seen yet a bullish cross, so we are assuming that on the weekly frame we are still bearish, okay. So right here on the daily frame for Bitcoin chart, we do not have yet close above this very important line of 31.8k, and I'm assuming that unless we do that and we close above, things will be going very good, okay. But if we do not close above, then we are not going to go even higher and we are going to go down into the next support levels, possibly going down to the 30.6k. If we lose the 30.6k right here, this will be a very bad situation for BTC. Monthly close right now, and you can see that we had the monthly close at around 31.8k. This is not bad in general, okay. Closing at the 31.8k is pretty good, and of course because this thing right now, the fact that we closed even on the monthly frame at 31.8k makes it even harder to predict, because as we talked about multiple times on Mind Your Crypto, 31.8k is the strongest resistance level, and if we close above, then it is good. However, right now, because we see it on Binance USDT chart right here at 31,801, we cannot assume that we have a clear closing above condition. That's what I'm trying to say right here, but we cannot assume that we are bearish as well, right? We cannot assume, for example, that we had a clear closing below condition. Like, for example, here we would go down all the way into, let's say, the 31.5k, all right, which would be a clear closing below condition, and therefore this would bring for the next months a pretty much worse scenario right here. So I would say that we are good, okay, we are not bad. It is good that we close near the 31.8k. I would like a 32k closing condition, but the 31.8k is something that gives us some neutral position, so we have to see later on. For example, right here on the daily frame, if we have a buying pressure and we close near the 32.1k or so, then we have a clear closing above condition. Then this means that we are going all the way up, possibly to the next target, which will be the 50-day exponential moving average, and therefore we will get closer to the 33.7k. If I go to the logarithmic scale, this target is around the 0.382, if you can see that. All right, 33.4 to 33.7k. In the meantime, this 31.8k is one of the most important lines throughout the history of BTC, the recent history, I mean, right? Not the history in general, because we had much more important lines, but right now we want to see if we can manage to pull it off, if we can manage to close above and to go even higher than the 31.8k, which is this line right here. Okay, eventually the good part is that we closed slightly above, but we have yet to prove that we are very good to go. The monthly close above the 31.8k, actually exactly at the 31.8k, was pretty good. Okay, until it will be better if we confirm, for example, on the daily frame that we can close above the 31.8k. I'm going to the candlestick type pattern right here, and we want to go down to the 4-hour frame. Okay, and this is where the beautiful candlestick pattern lies, and you can see that what we have right now is something pretty good. While we are going down with the stochastic RSI right here and we are floating down into an oversold situation, we do not have a clear bearish RSI divergence. We had a mini one back here as well, you can see, with the lower highs, but not a clear very bearish one. Anyway, the good part is that we are going sideways. We haven't seen any very bearish movement from Bitcoin, and I'm assuming that while we haven't seen that, it would be very good if we could manage to stay around where we are and then have a buying pressure towards making the next target, the next high right here. Okay, so for BTC USDT chart, let's hope for the best. Let's hope that the next 4 hours will be bullish, and on the daily frame we are going to close above the 32k. This will be crazily good. I found myself really hard to believe that we closed at 31,801, right? It is crazy. In just some other platforms, let's say we go to KuCoin, okay, I do not know what the closing is. For example, on KuCoin, I want to tell you that this is why you cannot always trust one platform, okay? On the KuCoin, we had the 31,794. So we closed just a tiny bit below, right? If you go, for example, to the perpetual contract on the Bybit, we closed at 31,781. If we go, for example, on CoinEx, okay, we close at 31,801. Okay, so we have some different closing conditions. On Coinbase, we closed at 31,806. Okay, so yeah, you can see that these are very quick and very actually, I would say that they are very close targets. And in some other platforms we close below, in some other platforms we close above. Crazy stuff going on right there. The 4-hour frame doesn't look so bad. To be honest with you, I didn't expect that it would hold pretty nicely and so goodly for the 4-hour frame right here. We have to see though what the 4-hour frame closing condition will be. Okay, and of course on the 1-hour frame, now we are down from the 20-day MA. If you check this out, we can see that we are down from the 20-day MA. If we find rejection right here, we might be going further down. In the meantime, you can see that I have the 30.6k as a major support level. Losing the 30.6k would bring us way more down. So for the very short term, 30.6k is something that we want to hold for Bitcoin. Okay, so if we close on the daily frame above 31.8k, the next price target will be the 33.7k, in which we might be finding a little bit of rejection, but at the end of the day, going to 33.7k is very good for BTC. It is extremely good. Trust me on that. It would be crazily good to get past above the 31.8k, which seems to be a burden for now. Okay. So anyway, we want to see how this will go. BTC is looking good. At the same time, we want to see how all these thing will do and will go. The good part is that as we're having lower lows in the RSI and lower lows in every risk metric right here, look at that, we had an oversold situation back then as well. The price does not drop so much. We have a kind of a sideways price action. This is good in general for the next few hours, and we have some better chances into achieving a higher target. However, we have to wait and see. Okay, everything will depend on this target that we have, and then we can go long. Do not forget to join our monthly subscription, Patreon/MindYourCrypto, to get benefits from each market. And of course, thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day and see you soon. Bye.